This video is going to be about how to use the hundreds chart to talk about money and making change. So before you get to this stage, obviously you would have talked to students about how you would build to a dollar. First with pennies, bundling your pennies into dimes, and then 10 dimes becoming a dollar. So you would have initially started with the money in place value map. Then you would switch over to the hundreds chart, and notice this hundreds chart is set up in a specific way where it goes to the 9, and then when you bundle, so 2930, 3940, this is where you'd start again at the new bundling. So a lot of them have the 10, 20, 30 over here, but this one's set up differently. So the word problem or the scenario that you would present to a student would be, say you're going to the store and you want to buy a bouncy ball, and the bouncy ball costs, we'll say, 34 cents, and you hand them a dollar, right? And we know that the dollar is made of 100 pennies, so you would know that this is, take all these pennies would be what it requires to make a dollar. So you would say, okay, we need to see if you gave them 34 cents, what you should get back from the dollar. Basically, how much more in pennies, should also be rounded in dimes, would be needed to get up to 100. So what you can do is you could say, all right, let's start counting, right? We're at 34, let's count up. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can say, oh, look, that would be 10, and we can use a dime to represent that 10. And then you could say, okay, we'll count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, do we see a pattern going on here, right? We could see, okay, 10, 20, then we can start seeing. This is another 10. It's going to be another 10, and that makes sense. 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94. Oh, that's all we can get in terms of counting with tens, right? Now we're going to have to switch to counting with the pennies, with the ones. So we can put our pennies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then you would count it up. You'd say, okay, I got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So if you gave them a dollar and it was supposed to cost 34 cents in change, you should receive 34. And then you could, you should receive, 66. And you could do the math to prove it. You could say, all right, well, let's add it up, make sure that we had all our 100 pennies calculated. Lo and behold, here you go. You would get the math. Of course, at this point, they probably wouldn't be doing regrouping. So that would just be more talking about it. Also, at this point, you could talk about, okay, I have all my coins. Now, do I want to regroup? Do I want to simplify them and use different coins? And talk about trading in dimes and pennies for a quarter, or talk about changing, exchanging different ones. So now you can move to the point, of course, to where you don't need to use the dimes and pennies and lay them on the mat. You could simply say, all right, I want to buy this time a pack of gum. I've got this nice cheap pack of gum. It costs 85 cents. I'm going to give you a dollar. How much change will I get back? Well, hopefully they'd know, if you practice a little bit, that this would be 10, right, to go down to 95. And then there would just be ones, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Wait, did I do that right? Yes, I did that right. So they would get back 15 cents after having spent 85 from the dollar. So this can be a fantastic tool for teaching about giving change and calculating within the 100 pennies of the dollar.